Okay. So good evening and welcome back to your the Hindu analysis class. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. So in today's session, we are going to discuss today's newspaper, some important articles in detail. So this is your detailed analysis of today's newspaper. Okay, we'll take only one or two article, not as much for all newspaper because one article, two article is important for your exam point of view. And whatever articles today I will discuss that is relevant for your mains exam. Okay, so without any delay, let's start our first article. The fall of Kabul, the future of regional geopolitics. Okay, this is the article given in your today's the Hindu newspaper. Now see, the headline of this article is the fall of Kabul. Okay, and the future of regional geopolitics. In this article is talk about India's foreign policy. Okay, India's foreign policy, as you know, Afghanistan is considered as a very important strategic location that play a very important role in India's foreign policy. So first of all, you should know what is regional geopolitics. Regional means a local place, like we talk about Southeast Asia, we talk about Asia. Okay, so in this case, what is the meaning of the word called geopolitics? See, geopolitics is means geographical location. In geography, when we talk about geopolitics, it means a location of any country that play a very important role in your foreign relation, India's foreign policy. For example, in talks of Indian foreign policy, now you know the story everybody know right now. Kabul is now it is totally controlled by your Taliban. Okay, so in such a case, what will be the future foreign policy for India, and what are the important means options in front of India so that it can shape its foreign policy. Apart from this, we'll also talk about the China's influence. You know, China under Belt and Road Initiative also influence in a particular area. So we'll talk about China's what is the role of China and how India should handle all its future relation with the Afghanistan. Okay, so we'll discuss this article in detail as this article is important for your GS paper 2. Okay, in GS paper 2, we have a topic called international relation. Okay, so definitely this year 2021 mains exam, definitely they will ask you one question from fall of Kabul and the India's future foreign policy when we consider about the India. Okay, now we talk about in detail. First of all, we should understand why Afghanistan is important for India foreign policy and what are the investment done by India in Afghanistan. So let's talk about some important projects that India have already done investment. So some of the India's high profile project in Afghanistan are, first one is called Jarans Dilaram Highway. Very important. Maybe in prelims they can ask you question, which of the following is not the project that started by India in Afghanistan. So be prepared with such type of question. They can ask you. So India's other high profile project in Afghanistan are, first is called Jaranj Delaram Highway. So what all about this highway? It is a 218-kilometer long highway with an estimated cost of $150 million. See, this is all means financed. This all cost is financed by India itself, has been built by the India's border road organization near Afghanistan border with Iran. Now, you know, Chabahar port is the India project in Iran that connect with the Afghanistan. You know, so to visit a Central Asia, it is very important for India to make a good relation with this Afghanistan and nearby countries so that India have a good control on the central part of Asia. Okay. Now the highway hold strategic importance. Why this highway hold a strategic importance for India, as it provide an alternative route into Afghanistan through Iran's port after Pakistan denied India's overland access to trade with Afghanistan. So whenever you see the map of India, world is there are total number 106-kilometer border is shared between India and Afghanistan, and rest of the border is shared between India and Pakistan. Now to enter in Pakistan, as most important point here is the that part of India's border that is shared with Afghanistan is now controlled by the Pakistan, and it is known as Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay, that's why this is administratively entire controlled by the Pakistan. So it is very difficult for India to do a trade with Afghanistan. Okay, that's why India, through the sea route, it constructed a port called Chabahar Port in Iran, and with the help of this Chabahar Port, constructed a highway called Jarans Delaram Highway. I will show you in map. This is the map, very important. This map strategically that will make India important, that can reach Afghanistan very easily. So in this map, you see how Chabahar Port is located in Iran. Okay, and from this Chabahar Port, a road is constructed that is called a Jarans Delaram Highway. It construct very important places of Afghanistan called Herat and Kandahar. Okay, then one ring road is connected with Ghazni and Kabul, capital of Afghanistan, and then Mazar-e Sharif. So all the important places of Afghanistan, you can say that very easily connected by with the help of this Jaran Delaram highway. Now the construction cost of this all are means paid by India. That's why we considered as while talking about the future foreign policy of India, this is important to know about how India now will be handled Afghanistan for shaping its entire foreign policy. Another important investment by India is in Afghanistan is your Store Palace. Okay, this is called Store Palace. Now, in 2016, India, along with the Aga Khan Trust, helped revamp the 19th century monument known as Store Palace in Kabul. The 100-year-old building served as the office of the Afghan Foreign Ministry until 1965. Okay, another important dam that is constructed by India called Salma Dam, and Salma Dam is also known as Afghan India Friendship Dam. Very important Afghan India Friendship Dam project. Okay, the Salma Dam in the Herat province was completed against all odds, including several attacks from Taliban, and was inaugurated in 2016. So, with an estimate cost around $275 million, this is one of the most expensive infrastructure project by India in the region. That's why India is concerning the project, concerning that how it can handle a future foreign policy with Afghanistan, because now Taliban controlled entire Afghanistan. Because if India have a in think that they have to do a trade with Central Asian countries like Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and India want to reach in other European country, they have to pass through this Afghanistan route. They have to take the Afghanistan route. So because of Taliban is now controlled entire part, so it is very concerned for India. And also on the other hand, you know very well, China under Belt and Road Initiative, China is also supporting Taliban. So the relations between Taliban and China will be a good in future. Okay, and this is a very concern for India. What will happen if China will more dominant in this region? So China's Belt and Road Initiative will be helps for further dominating in those part of the world where India is trying to make a good relation. Okay, another important project that is made by India is called power infrastructure. So in mains exam, whenever you have to write an answer regarding importance of Afghanistan for India, you must write the all the investment done by India till date in Afghanistan. Second important one is called power infrastructure. Okay, so another relevant contribution by India include the revamp of power infrastructure, which include your high voltage direct current line from Baglan to north of Kabul. Okay, so this is the power infrastructure is also basically investment done by Indian government. And see, nobody's know what will happen in future. That's why India was doing a lot of investment to make a good relations with Afghanistan, so that in future India can do a trade with the rest of the country, rest of the European country through Afghanistan route. But because of the now controlled by Taliban, it is all considered as a wasteful expenditure by the India. Now, besides in 2020 at Geneva conference, India also announced additional 100 community development project worth $8 million, along with the construction of Shahtut Dam. Okay, Shahtut Dam in Kabul district. The dam was supposed to provide safe drinking water to 2 million residents. Okay, in this case, you must know what are the important means purpose of construction of this dam. For example, Salma Dam main purpose for a hydroelectricity and irrigation purpose. Okay, Salma Dam that is called considered Afghan India Friendship Dam. Salma Dam is also what is the main purpose for hydroelectricity generation, and second important purpose is your irrigation. Similarly, Sahtut Dam in that is India is going to create, and India announced in the 2020 Geneva conference that with the investment of $80 million, they're going to construct a Shahtut Dam in Kabul district. Okay, and this dam is main purpose of dam is to provide a safe drink water to 2 million residents of Afghan people. Okay, so these are all the important investment made by India. Now let's talk about the article. First of all, now we understood very well that why Afghanistan is important for India and what are the investment till date done India in Afghanistan. Now, the as you know that withdrawal of US forces from Afghanistan. So how it will be affect India's foreign policy? The first important threat that for India is increase in the threat from China. Now China is doing a lot of investment. They will support Taliban. So in such a case, whatever the project that was started by India, now in future maybe such project will be further investment will be done by a China. So obviously India's name will be completely erased from such projects. That is most important here to know. The manner in which the United States withdrew from Afghanistan created a regional power vacuum in the Eurasian heartland, and it is considered as the Afghanistan is considered as a heartland for the that is the main gate through which a country can access entire Europe and Central Asia. Okay, another important point here is access of regional powers such as China, Pakistan, Iran, Russia, and Taliban have already started filling this power vacuum. Now, because of government is not still stable here. Okay, now Taliban is controlled, but nobody know whether this will be a permanent government. What will happen in future as they will be continue to run as a Taliban as a government? Okay, nobody know. That's why it's considered as a one vacuum. Okay, and further investment done by any of the country will be a risk for them. So such a risk only taken by China, Pakistan, because Pakistan is supporting Taliban, also China also supporting Iran, Russia also Russia also will support, because Russia, you know that this is the enemy of US. So it was in 2001 when US army entered in Afghanistan and Taliban was controlled that time. Okay, initially it was Russia. So obviously that this country will be supported Taliban. Okay, this is advantages for China. How this is advantages for China? The post-American power vacuum in the region will primarily advantage to China and its grand strategic plan for the region. Okay, under China's Belt and Road Initiative, or you can say One Belt One Road Initiative, where this is an advantage for China. Okay, because last 2020 last year 2020 and 2019 we know very well there was a trade war between US and China. How these two countries are both are we can say have have a large competition among these two countries. Okay, China, US also wants to dominate in Indo-Pacific region, so that China cannot able to do more investment. That's why this is an initiative of the US that created one more regional countries called Quad. Okay, the four countries are there. One called India, Japan, then Australia, and US. This four country group is called a Quad, and this Quad will be helpful for to how they can decrease the influence of China in Indian Ocean. So this is obviously this for the China will be advantage. China will do more investment here, and China wants to dominate such area because of withdrawal of your US Army. Okay. Now BRI expansion, as I told you that Belt and Road Initiative. Now Beijing will further strengthen its effort to bring every country in the region except India, because India is not supported this project. Why India is not supported this project? Because this project is passes through a Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay, under China Pakistan Economic Corridor. Okay, China Pakistan Economic Corridor is the one project, is the part of Belt and Road Initiative of China, and through this project China is dumping a lot of products toward the Pakistan, and this route is passes through Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So India is saying that without India's means concern, without taking India permission, how China is means constructing such a project in India's territory. Okay, on the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, a bandwagon, thereby altering the geopolitical and geoeconomic foundation of the region. Second important thing is much feared Chinese encirclement of India. That is very important to know, a string of pearls. If you know the string of pearls concept, that built route. Okay, like China is having controlling over the ports or cities of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Malaysia. Okay, it's constructing one sea route that encircling India from both sides. One is your from land route, northern side, and from southern side from the sea route. So it is like a Chinese encirclement of India will become even more pronounced. Okay, so under China's Belt and Road Initiative, that encircling India from both sides, northern side and southern side, is more concern for India. So even in trade, given the sorry state for the post COVID-19 Indian economy, India needs trade with China more than the other way around. Okay, as you know that because of COVID-19 lockdown, trade all over the world was declined. Okay, and GDP of more apart from only the China is the country where GDP was in a positive state, and rest of the countries GDP was declined in a negative state. So you can say it is a one advantage for China also to dump their product in a part of Africa and part of other European countries and the other is developing nations. Okay, because of withdrawing of US in such area, and in the sense China, India have also do a trade with China because of declining GDP and demand in the international market. So unless India can find a way of ensuring a reapproachment with China, it must expect Beijing to challenge India on occasion and has to prepare for it. So that India have to change its foreign policy regarding we have a policy called neighborhood first. Okay, if India will not make a good relation with the neighboring countries like China, Pakistan, we have Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, so that how we can able to means gain a trust of other countries that are very far from India, like US, Russia, and Germany, even Australia, so that India have to change its foreign policy and it make a good relation with the China also, because influence of China is increasing, and to increase the trade with China, India will have a lot of positive effect. Okay. Third important thing is a spread of terrorism and extremism will be a more. As you know that Taliban and other terrorist group, Al Qaeda, okay, all these are now in flourish in the part of Afghanistan, and also Pakistan ISI is supporting this terrorism organization in Afghanistan. So obviously, a withdrawal of US army from Taliban, this terrorism will be a further spread in different part of the world, and they can also enter into India. Okay, the US presence in Afghanistan, international pressure on Taliban, and financial action task force worries in Pakistan had relatively moderating effect on the region's terror ecosystem. Okay, the financial action task force is an international organization which means ban the countries, any country who are financing terrorism. Such country are banned for doing any such type of trade. So financial action task force and presence of US in Afghanistan, it was created one pressure on Taliban, but because of the withdrawing of this US army, it will be completely moderating the effect. Okay, and the terror ecosystem will be further influenced, further will be spread in different part. So there is little appetite for a regional approach to curbing terrorism for a Taliban-led Afghanistan. So this enabled the Taliban to engage in a selective treatment towards terror outfit present there or they have relation with it. Okay, so Taliban have to also engage in selective treatment as towards terror. If Taliban is controlling this power in Afghanistan, then they have to change its policy also. Now they have to settle. They have to make a stable government also, so that a trust of the other country will be also developed, like India. Okay, so India should be also in future, if everything will be okay, so India will be also doing a trade and make a good relation with the Taliban. So it is unlikely that the Taliban will proactively export terror to other countries unless the course of tactical purpose by, say, for instance, Pakistan against India. Okay, so this is the reason. If anything will be happen between India and Pakistan, okay, if any tension will be arise between India and Pakistan, so obviously the chances of means terrorism attack in India will be increases. So that in such a case, our intelligence should be strong. Our army or those who are engaged in managing the entire border area, they have to be more serious. They have to become more active, so that any type of cross terrorism activity will be a completely stop. Okay, so it is unlikely that Taliban will proactively. This real worry, however, is the inspiration that disgruntled element in the region will draw from the Taliban's victory against the world sole superpower. Okay, now impact of India's regional interest and outreach in Central Asia. So how this will be affect India's regional interest, as India's regional interest in Central Asia with the help of Afghanistan, the route that is reaching to other countries via Afghanistan. Okay, the return of Taliban to Kabul has effectively led India's mission Central Asia to rest. So India's mission Central Asia, India want to be do a more trade with the Central Asian countries. Okay, so in such case, that will be in a rest. In the meaning, what is the meaning of this statement? It means that now India have to stop its foreign policy regarding the Central Asia, because everything is now entire road is blocked, because this is the way through which India can access the Central Asia. But now because of the Taliban controlled the Kabul, it is not possible for India for doing a trade with other countries. So India's diplomatic and civilian presence as well as its civilian investment will now be at the mercy of the Taliban and to some extent Pakistan. Now, in such case, India have to make a good relation with the Pakistan. India show a good gesture with the Pakistan. In such a case, whatever the civilians who are stuck in Afghanistan, they can return their own country. Okay, and Taliban should be understand that those who are innocent people, they have to without providing them any harm, they have give some access to airport, okay, to a flight, they can able to reach in their own country. So in such case, Pakistan have to also helpful. So it had India cultivated a deeper relation with the Taliban, India's interest would have been more secure in post American Afghanistan. Okay, so this is how India have to develop its relation. Okay, fourth important point here is very important to note it down, that impact of India's foreign policy choices. So in now India shift to Indo-Pacific. Okay, because of entire Chabahar port, that highway is blocked, so India can focus more on Indo-Pacific. So because in such area also dominance of China is increasing. So giving the little physical access, India has its northwestern landmass. Its focus is bound to shift more to Indo-Pacific, even though a maritime grand strategy may not necessarily be an answer to its continental challenge. Okay, so it's focused more on a maritime grand strategy. As you know, last class we had discussed already. One article was published where India is concerning how to it improve the maritime security under Sagar scheme that is launched by the government of India. Okay, with the help of US, how India can secure Indo-Pacific region that is free from any type of piracy and can do a trade, peaceful do a trade in such areas. Okay, then another important area where India should be focused to make a further a foreign policy stronger here, improving relation with the neighbors countries. So India might also be seek to cultivate more friendly relation with its neighbor country. So it include like Nepal. Last year there was a dispute between India and Nepal over Kala Pani issue. So such type of dispute should not be internationally recognized. It can be settled between India and Nepal with the ministries, diplomatic ministry. Diplomacy should be strong here. Okay, so that it should not be become international issues. Okay, like Bangladesh, we have a dispute with Bangladesh regarding Tista water river treaty. That treaty should be also peacefully solved by both the countries. Okay, so this is what this article suggested for India. If India have to make a good foreign relation in future, in such a case, India have to do all this activity, means improving relation with the neighbor countries. India has already indicated that it would not challenge the junta on the COP and its widespread human right violation. Okay, so human right violation should be a completely now will be controlled by Indian government. Okay, they will not allow to do any means such policy should not be cause for any type of violence in any areas. Okay, so that human rights should be respected, so that whenever any dispute will be India and other country will be happen in United Nations also respect this policies. Okay, the last thing India need now is an angry neighbor rushing to China. Okay, basically, China is now rushing more toward the Central Asia because of fall of Afghanistan. Okay, controlled by Taliban. In such a case, India have to also make a good gestures with the China so that it can support India. Okay, what are the stability relation with the Pakistan? Okay, India have to make a good stability relation with the Pakistan. No any type of war type of situation. The development in Afghanistan could nudge India to seek stability, if not peace, with Pakistan. So both sides might refrain from including indulging in competitive risk taking unless something dramatic happens, which is always a possibility between the two rivals. Second important thing is that said stability between India and Pakistan depend a great deal on how politics in Kashmir play out and whether India is able to pacify the aggrieved section in the valley or not. So what all this article explained here that in future, when India is considered Afghanistan as a one location that is important for a this is a strategic location, so that India can do a good trade with the Central Asia. So in such case, now the Afghanistan fall of Kabul, okay, and Taliban is not controlled it. So in such a case, India have to do a good relation with the neighboring countries. It make a good relation with the Pakistan, also with China, because China is encircling India in both sides. So India have to focus more on Indo-Pacific region. Okay, because with the help of US, under the Quad regional bloc, so that it will be a good for India in future. Another one is what you will write in conclusion. The lesson for India in the wake of this development is clear. It will have to fight its own battle. Okay, India have to fight its own battle. India have to, with the help of diplomacy, India can be settle all these disputes. So it must make enemy wisely, choose friendly carefully, rekindle flickering friendship, and make peace while it can. Okay, this is a very good suggestion given by a article that explain what should be the strategy for India in coming futures. Okay, so in such case, India can choose means a friend. Okay, whatever strategically India should be manage all the dispute without any making an international headline. Okay, and in such case, China is influencing more in sea route and land route. So in such a case, India have also controlling China with the help of US. Okay, so this article will be very helpful for GS paper 2. Okay, the Hindu, that is published in today. Okay, so read this article carefully and write some answer also. Okay, with the help of this article. Okay, so I hope this article will be helpful for you and you all understood. So thanks. We'll meet you on Monday with the same day newspaper analysis. Thank you, everybody. Good night.